Howdy, partner.
Can I help you, Quickstrike?
Sorry to bother you, but I hear you like scorpions.
What?
Oh, don't worry. Your secret's safe with me, partner. In fact, if you like scorpions, I bet you'll like my rattlesnake.
Quickstrike, are you hitting on me?
What? No, of course not. I'm just teasing with your partner. So, what shall I call you? Shall I call you Sugarbot? Or shall I call you Grinder? Yeehaw!
You know what I also like?
What?
Dead meat.
What in tarnations? Hello everyone, it's Khan. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am the fabulous leader of the Decepti-KHAN army, and today we're going to be reviewing... It is Quickstrike. It is our second Beast Wars character that we're going to be reviewing. So here he is. We finally have... we have our scorpion rattlesnake guy. I don't think he's a rattlesnake. I think it's a cobra. Yeah, I don't know my snakes, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a cobra or something. But yes, we have our Fuser Quickstrike here. Earlier I had reviewed tarantulas, and so this is going to be a little bit interesting to really see how this guy is going to interact with tarantulas here. But yeah, I can't wait to really see what this guy is all about, because he's got some really interesting parts to play around with. So let's go ahead and get started with his articulation and work from there. Alright, here's Quickstrike, so let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. He does have head rotation, though there's something you might notice that every time that you do start rotating his head does have a tendency to like bob down like this. I don't know how to explain it. It's part of the transformation, but it does get kind of annoying when every time you try to rotate his head, it just kind of just does this. But it does take some time to kind of get used to. Both of his arms are capable of rotating all the way around. His snake arm, it's articulated and it's very like flexible. It kind of creates like this very flexible look, and it can move and coil. The snake head, which is basically like his hand, the snake head does actually rotate, and you can bend at the wrist. His other arm also can rotate and can also bend. His orange hand also can bend and rotate, and interestingly, you can open it up. It kind of reminds me of like a hair clip a little bit, maybe even almost like a Venus flytrap a little bit. But that's actually one of the nice little features about him, is that his hand actually can open up. He does have waist rotation. He's capable of bending forward as well as bending backwards a little bit. Now, he can kick really high. I don't know why he can kick this high, but he can also go really high in the other direction. So yes, he is capable of doing the splits. His knees can bend. His legs can also rotate. His feet are shaped like snakes. I don't know if they're supposed to be snakes, but his feet actually do open and close. There's no rotation to them, but there is actually ankle tilt. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for his articulation. It's a very interesting toy, I have to say. It's a very, very interesting toy. So let's go ahead and see if we can make Quickstrike into a supermodel here. So Quickstrike comes with no accessories. I know, kind of a shocker, right? I know, he doesn't really come with any accessories, so pretty much the only thing you can play around with is just his hands, basically. Particularly the orange hand. So as you saw in the articulation, his orange hand basically can open up, and it can also close. You can kind of clamp a lot of things with it. So I really was kind of interested to see what he can actually hold with this particular hand. And I kind of started with a Laserbeak. I figured I would start somewhere kind of small, but he can definitely fit Laserbeak in here. Then I tried to see if he can fit one of the Scorponok in here. I know, I'm so sorry, Blackout, but I had to. I had to put Scorponok in here and see if he can actually clamp it. And yeah, I guess he can clamp Scorponok with his hand just like this. Next up, I had Novocaine or Freezer, and yes, he can actually hold them just like this. I guess in a way, he could also hold it like a weapon too. And lastly, I wanted to kind of see if he could actually hold a character with his hand, and believe it or not, he's actually able to pick up Double Punch. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry that you have to be the guinea pig in here, but yeah, look at this. He can actually hold Double Punch just like that. I'm so sorry, Double Punch. I just want to kind of see what he's capable of holding with his hand, because it's really interesting that he can actually grip a lot of things with this hand. Now, unfortunately, his Cobra head, it doesn't have like a mouth that you can move, so it's just kind of like a snake head, basically. So you can't really kind of grip anything with the other hand. Also, speaking about gripping, he can also grip things with his feet. As you can see, like right here, he can grip Laserbeak with his toes. You'll see why in the next section. Okay, guys, here are the instructions for Quickstrike, and his transformation was kind of interesting to put together. I think this could be like my best attempt that I've done with it. Would you guys like to see my best attempt at transforming Quickstrike here? So here he is. All right, here's my transformation attempt on Quickstrike. Yeah, and he's actually a way better attempt than I did last time. This is really interesting, you guys. Really, really, really interesting. I love the color palette. I really love like how TV accurate he is, but just a couple of things that I want to kind of point out. So these claws, I really hate opening them. I really, really hate opening them. You can kind of leave them open like this, which I would probably prefer, but as soon as you like close them, I can't open them up. Like that's the problem that I have, is I can't open them up. So that kind of becomes kind of a problem. I don't know if anyone else has had that kind of issue, but I've kind of had that issue where I just can't get these things to open. But yeah, that's kind of the one thing I really don't like about his transformation is that, and by the way, this is like his feet when you transform him. So I really kind of hate reopening these back up when you have to go back to robot mode. The only other area that I got hung up on was this part, because basically this is the hand and then it turns into the legs. Because I think I remember like when I was trying to do this, like this particular section right here, it wouldn't close. Like it wouldn't close properly. So it was kind of like one area that I was getting a little bit kind of stuck. Because I don't know if it was just the orientation of the hand or the way this was supposed to kind of like, I don't know what the word that I'm thinking of is. I don't know if this was not properly rotated or it was in the right spot, but it just would not fit into the cavity here. That was kind of like the only area that I was kind of getting stuck on, was just how to get his hand or arm to tuck into his belly to create the legs. That was kind of the major area that I had problems with. So yeah, this is actually a way better attempt than the last attempt that I did. And again, I just love that you can just mess around with this, but yeah, look at how gnarly Quickstrike is in his beast mode here. And you can still clamp you can still clamp things. Again, he looks like a giant hair clip. He really looks like a giant hair clip that you could put on your head. I probably don't advise it, but that's what he reminds me of a little bit. At least you can still do that if you really wanted to. However, I kind of wish that his legs were articulated. I kind of wish that that was articulated so you can move. Because here's Tarantulas for a quick size comparison. And I think he's actually bigger. I think he's actually bigger than Tarantulas. But you see how like Tarantulas has like the legs? You see how he has the legs and you can move them and rotate them and that stuff? I kind of wish that he had kind of the same thing, because everything else is actually really good. Like, especially at least this is articulated so you can mess around with it. But this is like the one area that I kind of wish that they put a little bit more detail in. Oh, and before I forget, I do need to give a score on the difficulty on this guy. You know, after playing around with him, I'm kind of leaning towards like a 4 out of 10 on difficulty. I want to probably say maybe a 4, 3.5. Probably want to say around at that range, because I don't think he wasn't too difficult once you play around with him a lot. It was just this part that I was getting kind of stuck on the most, because I just cannot figure out which way his arms are supposed to kind of tuck in to fit into the belly here. I don't think that he's not really too difficult to figure out. And again, he's actually really fun playing around with. That kind of concludes my transformation attempt on Quickstrike. So there's a few things I would like to address with Quickstrike. Basically, since this is the critique segment, I probably have already mentioned this probably a bajillion times, but I don't know if you want to call it the toes or his little scorpion head thing. but I can't ever get this thing to come out sometimes. Now, I like to kind of try to keep it partially open like this, but the moment that like I clamp it like this, like I can't even like find like an easy way to open this up. Like, oh, this is like the most frustrating part about him. Like, I really hate opening this stupid thing. I honestly don't know if it's supposed to be a snake, but his toe, his snake-like mouth, I don't know what this is supposed to be, but his feet, basically, I can never get the stupid thing to open. So that's kind of one of the things that I really don't like about it, is just I just can't reopen this as soon as I close it. So it is a little bit kind of frustrating. I kind of wish there was a much more easier way to open them. Speaking about opening and closing, although I really like this though, because I do like that this thing does open and close and clamp things, but I kind of wish that these things were a little bit articulated so that you could like move them a little bit, kind of like with tarantulas. You know, I kind of wish that this was a little bit articulated so you could actually make them move a little bit, especially when you get into the alt mode, because this turns into like the scorpion legs. Like, I kind of wish that they were slightly articulated, like kind of like with like tarantula's legs, so that it makes the legs a little bit more dynamic, you know? So I don't think that like it's bad, but it is like one big piece of plastic. That's what it is. Although I do like that his the Cobra arm is articulated, and it's really, really fun to really like mess around with this quite a bit. But yeah, I kind of wish that this level of articulation was also on here too, and then he'd be a little more dynamic. And then I guess the last thing I want to critique on is that head area. Again, I probably already have addressed all these things, but I just want to reiterate that these are just like little things that I don't like. Because like the big thing is like he is TV accurate, all right? Like I absolutely love his design, and he is absolutely TV accurate from Beast Wars. You know, like I think that there's just like small little things about him, at least with like the engineering. Like if they made his toes, like these things down here, like easier to open, I think he'd be a phenomenal figure to have. So do I recommend Quickstrike here? I absolutely do recommend him. I do think that he is a great figure to play around with. Great articulation, he's TV accurate. I just kind of wish that like there was a much more easier way to open this up. If you do play around with his feet, just be very, very careful not to close them all the way, because it gets very difficult to reopen them. Otherwise, that basically kind of covers everything I need to say about Quickstrike. So let me see if I can make you wave with the Cobra arm. But yeah, so if you guys like this review, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I shall see you in the next review, right? So have a good night, you guys.